Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 1 of Spartacus, titled The Red Serpent. So, we meet our main man, Spartacus. He is a Thracian. And he and the other Thracians in his village and surrounding villages, or tribe, whatever the fuck it's called, are in this meeting hall with this Roman soldier, Claudius Glaber. They're going to be made auxiliaries that help fight off the other people, barbarians or whatever the fuck. And Glaber's not happy about it because meanwhile, some other dude's getting glory fighting the Greeks and he's out here fighting savages. And I say fighting with some... I say he's fighting. He's doing heavy lifting there. Because in actuality, he lets the Thracians do all the fighting and only just tastes them down at the end. Spartacus's wife tells him that he will fall at the end of a red serpent. Some shit like that. That's how he'll die. She said if he goes to war, he will be destined for great and horrible things. Or some shit like that. Okay, Ollivander. He did great things. Terrible, but great. So Spartacus and this other Thracian get into an argument. He wants to leave. He wants to go home and, because food sucks. The conditions suck. The officers and everybody else is getting the better shit, and they're getting the, not good shit, which kind of makes him want to go home. He and Spartacus get into a fight until they're voluntold to go on a scouting mission. Meanwhile, Glaber's wife comes in, sneaks into camp from Capua, whatever. Spartacus and his friend, they've become buddies. They've got their differences aside and realized, hey, yeah, you know what? We both don't really like each other that much, but fuck the Romans. They bring the information that they're going to flank around the Roman encampment and attack the villages, but Glaber doesn't really care. He just wants the glory of fighting. And this doesn't bring him glory or whatever, which is like, prick. So Spartacus and the other auxiliaries basically attack him and go their separate ways. Spartacus comes home to his wife getting attacked by the barbarians. He fights them off and find their village in fiery ruins. So they leave only to be captured by Glaber. Spartacus and his buddy are taken as slaves and prisoners, while his wife, Sura, is taken as a slave. They're brought to Rome because they're holding a gladiatorial games. And I do know for a fact that the most unrealistic part is all the gladiators in the show will be fighting to kill. I'm not sure if they have had executions in the arena. That's not my historical forte. Probably, maybe. And if so, absolutely, this part would be historically accurate. They'd be killing them. Or maybe it wouldn't be, because maybe the executions would just be like, the executioner has a sword and the other and is just kind of toying with the other. I don't know. Anyway, everybody dies and Spartacus goes out there. He's on his knees. And no, Spartacus gets hoed over because Glaber blames him for his failure. He lost half his legion because, glory-hungry prick didn't know how to do his job, I guess. So instead of getting the one person, he gets 4. He falls at the feet of one of the gladiators, and his shield has a red serpent, and he remembers his promise to his wife. Before he left to war, he promised he'd kill them all. So that's what he does. He kills them all. He is bought by this gladiator trainer, Batiatus. Mostly probably to spite this dude Selenius or whatever, who was the owner of the Force Gladiators, I guess a fuck you to... He gets in favor with the senator by, taking a problem off his hands, the legionnaires off his hands, whatever, and pisses off his rival by saying, haha, I got the guy that killed 4 of your supposed best. Eat that shit. And the senator listens in the crowd's cries of let him live, declares he's going to live. Well, Batiatus says he fought like that Thracian king Spartacus, and that's where he gets his name. We never learn his real name, by the way. It's Spartacus now. He's like, well, I'm alive, and Spartacus is a cool name. We're rolling with it. So Spartacus has a trick where he throws his sword into his enemies, which is absolutely dumb as fuck. Sure, maybe you got some knives you can throw. Throw them bitches, but I'm not throwing my main weapon. Absolutely the fuck not. No. So I also don't like how the shaky camera whatever and the slow-mo in the fights. Also, the blood splatter effects is kind of weird as fuck. But whatever. The fights were cool. Probably absolutely not realistic, but I'm not a swordsman person. So, to the untrained eye, fights were alright. They were fun. It's a type of episode. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Yeah, a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.